Well, hello and welcome again to the Blackswan Relationship Academy. My name is Sibanda and I'm a coach right here at the amazing Blackswan Relationship Academy. Today I'm bringing a video to you that is really about listening. So hopefully you're going to be paying attention and I will be back right after this. Well, hello and welcome back to the Blackswan Relationship Academy. Before we go ahead, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is the channel where we love to talk about all things relationships and how we can win in relationships. So just closing up my mic box and getting comfortable. Let me get comfortable because I really wanted to kind of not be talking about active listening in relationships, because I think sometimes we forget that active listening or listening really starts with us. I truly believe any relationship, for it to succeed, needs people who are willing to listen. And in the world that we live in right now, there's so much coming at us so quickly, so fast. We don't give room for just listening and hearing the people around us. Recently had a couple that I was talking to, because we do couples here as well, and they've been married for a long time. And the annoying thing sometimes is that we get familiar with each other. We get familiar with how we are dealing with each other, and we don't really give each other a compassionate time and compassionate ear to listen. It feels sometimes like in relationships we just get used to how someone is and we just get on and we don't really put our best foot forward. And when it comes to actively listening, so I've been talking about empathy, I've been talking about all these things that we have to learn as human beings. I'm surprised that sometimes we have to talk about these things because that is not something that is commonly taught to us or commonly felt throughout our immediate social media hungry world, our microwave world where we need to get answers now and hear everything now. A lot of us punish our partners by being silent, and we think they're actually listening. So I'll kind of touch on that, where silence is good, but when it's silence that is passively hiding other emotions, hiding things that we don't feel comfortable to talk about, hiding the fact that we don't even want to listen to what our partner wants to say, it festers. It festers and it grows, and 10, 20 years later, we end up having these issues where we have built up this animosity between us, and it becomes harder to listen, to really listen to what someone is asking of us, even in friendships as well. I wasn't really going to make this a really long video today because I feel sometimes it's a word to the wise is sufficient. Just a small word to take time to actually really listen to ourselves is what will help us grow. My main thing really about this video was to put forward the idea of just first of all listening to yourself. How many of us actually journal and put down our thoughts and really hear our thoughts and really hear what we think about our partners and admit that sometimes we don't like them too much, but we want to put on a face like, oh, we're all lovey-dovey, nothing wrong, there's nothing we can love conquers everything, but love doesn't really. So back to this couple that I was talking about. They've been together for a long time. I personally know one of the people in the couple, and the husband has to talk to me, and In the conversation that we had, it obviously, as I was asking more and more questions, he realized that he had been negligent in the relationship, and that anytime the wife would bring up something, he was just like, yeah, fine, it's sorted, let's just pay money towards that, let's do this. It was very action oriented, which seems to always be a problem. It's not a problem, it's a good thing, because we want our masculine man to be action oriented and do, so that they're appreciated. He realized that in his neglecting his wife, there had been resentment that had grown from her, and she was feeling rejected this whole time. So can you imagine living with someone who feels rejected for 20, 30, 40 odd years? It is going to build up. It is going to fester. And he admitted to being negligent in the relationship. And that really came from just not wanting to listen anymore, not wanting to sit with her and really hear her pains, the things that she wanted from the relationships. And I would go as far as to say, on her part, it was more that she just didn't know how to communicate what she wanted. She didn't know how to communicate what she needed. So the issue with us not being able to communicate comes from us not being able to hear ourselves, to hear what our body needs, to hear what our mind needs, to hear what our heart needs. Because listening just doesn't only happen in the ear. It happens in our heart, it happens in our body. If you missed the Dark Feminine Energy Masterclass with Chengi brought to us last month, it was amazing because it really taught you how to listen to your body. Us as women, when we go on dates, the reason we tell you to give a guy 3 dates so you can hear him from all different aspects, hear him from your head, logically. Do you guys mentally spark each other? Hear him from your heart. Does he make your heart sing? Does he give you butterflies? Like, not the good kind of butterflies. And also listen to your body. Does your body get excited to see him? Because the thing is, sometimes I think the issue really is most of us are so taught to be masculinely minded as we stay in our heads and we stay in our logic. We don't get to hear what our heart and our body are saying, what all our other parts are saying, which is sad, because the whole point of active listening is to engage all of our senses. And what that does, it actually allows us to be present in the moment, to be present, to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the time we're spending, to really hear what someone is trying to say to us. Not just verbally, because as you know, when it comes to body language, we communicate. 93% of our communication is in our body language, in our tone, and it's not even verbal. So active listening really involves all our senses. So I'll be back to kind of really break it down a little bit more as to how you can really actively listen and tune out so that you can tune in to your partner.
Thank you so much for your support of this channel. You mean the world to me. And I am so grateful that your likes, your subscriptions, your comments make this work possible. I'd really want to encourage you, before you go any further, if you are enjoying this content, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with somebody that you know will absolutely benefit, because you're changing not only your life, not only the life of your friends, but the lives of women all over the world and children in ways you cannot even begin to imagine. So don't forget, before we get back to the program, to hit that like button and share, subscribe, and comment.
Welcome back to the Blackswan Relationship Academy. I hope you have liked, you have commented, you have shared, and are joining us back again to actively listen and really understand what it is for active listening that will get your relationship to that next level. So as a practice, I know we always say journal, meditate, but most of the time we don't even know what are we journaling, what are we meditating, what are we thinking on. And when on days when we tell you to be present, like, what does that actually look like? What does that mean? So I'll break it down as in senses. Is you need to be able to actively engage all of your senses to be able to know what exactly is being said in this situation. When you're on a date, when you're with your partner, when you're in the relationship, you need to listen with your eyes. I know we're looking, but also listen to the eyes. Learn to read someone's body language when they're at rest, body language when they're saying, are they nervous? How are they around you? Learn to hear how they speak, see how they speak to other people. And when it comes to touch, of course, you want to engage in touch a lot more, because our senses do tell us a lot more. When someone touches you, you feel the actual love they have towards you. You feel the warmth they have towards you. Engaging in taste, understanding, especially when you're sitting down at a meal, understanding how you're taking in something, because technically all our senses really involve touch. The taste and the smell of someone really does activate those good hormones in us, right? And again, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail on that, because you need to download the Dark Feminine Energy class that Chengi spoke about. So when you're actually in the moment, talking about when you're kissing someone, how does your body react? Listen to the way your body is. Even when someone kisses you on the cheek, allow yourself to smell the person, and do their pheromones repel you, or do they attract you more? Do you find yourself excited about the person? Do you find your body reacting in such a way that you want to see that person again? You miss the way they smell, you miss the way they taste. And what other senses are they? Hearing. We all know that as women, we fall in love with our ears. We fall in love with what is being said to us. Which brings me to a very important point. The next masterclass on the 24th of February, Saturday. Same scenario. Book your tickets. You can pay from as little as £1. All your donations go to our charity, Red Carpet Foundation, which supports a lot of women in Zimbabwe at the moment. And a pound goes a long way. Goes a long, long way. So that I don't digress. For you to be able to know and really hear what someone is saying to you, and also be aware of the players that are out there trying to get your attention, ladies, you need to get onto this particular masterclass, because it's about decoding the game. And you don't want to be in a place where your ears are so used to hearing all those things that excite your body, and the players are saying it because they know that is how you're going to react. It's really about, let's understand what we want to hear. Let's understand the things that we're listening to. Also brings me to the fact that as long as you are in a community that promotes all these things that we always talk about here on the Relationship Academy, the whole thing of active listening, who you listen to matters, who you hear matters, because they're the ones that are going to feed your soul. They're the ones that are going to feed your mind. They're the ones that are going to feed your spirit. Who you listen to is very important. So with that, I will also invite you to the Blackswan Relationship Academy community. Download the app. We're all on there. If you want to book a call, talk to a coach. Community is very important, because what you hear is what ends up feeding your heart. And out of abundance of the heart, your mouth will speak. So all of this is all connected. There's so much more I could go into the whole thing of active listening, but what I really want to drive home is the most important person to listen to is yourself. And how you do that is by getting to know yourself, getting to know your wants, your needs, your desires, your core needs, getting to know your boundaries, getting to know that you are safe. And you do that by booking a coach and enrolling on the Soulmate Attraction course, which is a 12-module course, which normally would take you over 12 weeks. No, it's a 7-module course, which takes you over 12 weeks. And we really delve deep into you learning to really understand and listen to yourself, because understanding comes from first listening. So when we listen to ourselves, we really get to understand our needs. And when something doesn't sit right, we're able to then verbally say, look, I'm uncomfortable about this. So back to the couple that I was talking to yesterday, actually. In all that realization, what we came to was that they just needed to sit down and really listen to, first of all, themselves and what they now wanted in the relationship, because so much had gone on in those 30-40 years that it's time to renegotiate a new contract into, okay, how are we now doing this relationship, this particular relationship? And it's going to take some listening. It's going to take some understanding what has changed in someone's life, because sometimes we do turn a blind eye to the very people that matter to us the most. Like, if any of this has resonated with you, I'm going to leave you here. You know what to do. Book a discovery call. Learn to listen to yourself. I know sometimes we put off all of these things that we're supposed to do in order to elevate ourselves to better places, to better spaces, and attract the right community within ourselves and attract the right community around us, so that we have people that we're able to listen to who will feed our souls. So you take care of you, and I will see you on another video. Mwah.